Hey crochet friends, I'm Tiffany and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making pom-poms just with our fingers. Today I'm going to be working with medium weight size 4 yarn. You're also going to need some super sharp scissors. The sharper the better. You're going to be doing a lot of cutting and you're going to save your fingers and hands in the end if you use sharp scissors. And depending where you do this craft, you need something to catch all the pieces that you cut off. So I'm just going to be using a lid. Anything that's just going to catch all the pieces, it'll be less mess and easier cleanup in the end. Okay, so let's go over the pom-pom sizes. So I have mini, a small, a medium, and a large. And I have 3 examples for the medium because this is going to be the common one. So on top of your crocheted or knitted hats, this is going to be about the size. Now the higher amount of rounds that you do is going to make your pom-pom way more dense. So fluffier and dense, not so floppy and see-through. You're not going to get too much when it comes to the smallest pom-pom of a difference. So you really can't go wrong when you make the mini pom-pom. Now for the small, I used 50 rounds. So this is going around the pointer and middle. So I didn't mention this, the mini is just around your pointer finger. The pointer and middle finger is going to be your small size. So you're going to take the yarn and go around both of these fingers. So if I went around 50 times, this is what it's going to look like. But if it's not dense enough for you, then bump up to 70 rounds. And then this is what the pom-pom is going to look like. Then the pointer, middle, and ring fingers, you're going to make the medium size with. So like I said, this is that common one. So if you did about 90 rounds, then this is what the first pom-pom is going to look like. So this is the 90. So that's a 20 round difference. Hold on, it's hard to hold all of these, but then this is the difference. So a little bit of see-through, this is the 90, this is the 110, this is the 120. And then if you would like the large, you're gonna use all 4 of your fingers. So try to get around this area to do the large. And if you do 150 rounds, this is what it's gonna look like. And then if you don't think that that's enough and you would like it to be more dense, then do 190. And then you've got yourself a very dense, gorgeous pom-pom. We are going to do the medium size and the densest size, so the 120 rounds. So grab your yarn, grab those sharp scissors, super sharp scissors, grab whatever you need to catch all the pieces that you're going to cut off, and we will get started. Okay, so before we get started, I want to show you, if you're pulling your yarn from a brand new skein, go from the outside. You want your yarn to be straight, so when you're making pom-poms or tassels or any kind of like fringes where they're dangling off of your work and you need long, straight pieces of yarn, you don't want to pull from the middle of your yarn because you are going to get crimped pieces. So a brand new skein, you don't go from the middle or from the inside, you go from the outside. Okay, so real quick, if you're going to do the other sizes, the mini is where you just use your pointer. So don't go past your first knuckle. And then just start wrapping and wrap loosely. So that would be 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now, if you're going to do the small size where you use your pointer and middle finger, always pick the farthest knuckle. So your first knuckle of any of your fingers, but the one that is the farthest to the left. So when I do the large size, I'm going to go with the pinky knuckle. So for the small size, I'm going to go with my pointer knuckle. It's farther back. It helps you to make sure that this doesn't fall off when you start doing rounds. So kind of lay the tail a little bit past your fingers and then just start loosely wrapping. Now, if you would rather leave a little bit of a space, then you don't have to worry so much about wrapping it loosely, because when you're done with your rounds, if you lower your fingers, there's going to be that much give that will help you get all these rounds off. So it's up to you. You can either wrap loosely with your fingers touching or wrap however tight you want with that little gap in between. And then Again, when you go up, count it, around and up, count it, and go up to however many rounds you would like. So I'm going to skip over the medium size where I'm using 3 fingers because that's what the tutorial is going to be. So I'm going to just go to the large size where you would use 4. And remember the farthest knuckle, so that's the pinky. If I chose any of these knuckles, those rounds are going to start falling off this pinky, and you're basically going to be making the medium size. So you want it to be this length, so make sure you're staying that far away. You can even go on your palm, so maybe about here to the first knuckle on your pinky. So make sure that it's low enough, and you can either wrap loosely or make a space with one of your fingers and then wrap. And then when you go to the top, that would be counting kind of high. I wouldn't make that much of a space. Then you'd be making like an extra large pom-pom, and then do this for however many rounds. And then you can, you know, start going to the left. Just don't go past that first knuckle on your pinky. Alrighty, folks. Now, pointer, middle, and ring finger, the tutorial, the medium size, the common size. We are going to do just the 3 fingers and use that pointer knuckle because it's farther than my ring finger knuckle. So I'm not going to go past that, and make sure that that yarn is lower, and then I will make a space. So if you don't want to, you totally don't have to, just make sure you wrap loosely. Let's go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I don't want to lose track. You're going to go up to 120, and you're going to go through all of these knuckles as well. Just going to go back and forth. If you've ever had to wind a bobbin for sewing, you'll notice that it goes back and forth. The sewing machine will make that thread go back and forth. That's kind of the idea. You want it to be an evenly balanced pom-pom. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I'm at 16. Now I can start going back to the right. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm at 26, and now I can go back to the left and just keep going up to 120. Okay, so right after this, all you do is just cut your yarn, and then you're going to slide all of this carefully off of your fingers. You're going to keep it exactly how it looks, and then you're going to grab some yarn, maybe a foot at least of yarn, so 12 inches or 15 or more. So you're going to lay this yarn down, and then you're going to grab your little bundle, lay it as much as you can in the middle, and you're going to grab these 2 strands, and you're going to tie a knot. So I like to crisscross over, pull through, and then pull through again. So flip it over again, and then start tying it. And you can flip it over, make sure it's pretty well center, so you don't have to rush this process, and then pull tight, and then just double tie it again. Now this is a lot of yarn that you have to secure, so that tie is going to want to fight the tension, so just do your best to hold down how tight it is and then tie the next knot. That's the trickiest part with making these pom-poms. They want to fall apart based on how tight that first tie is. So then you just hold these 2 strands, and now you're going to take your sharp scissors and you're going to go underneath all of these loops now. So this is why sharp scissors helps a lot. If you use dull scissors, it's going to make it take so much longer. So just go underneath and just cut all of them open. And then you can brush your scissors, open it up, you'll find more. And I have even still found more when I went to the actual cutting the shape of it. So even if you miss some, you'll still probably find it eventually. So just go all the way around. Okay, so now get that catcher. I'm going to use that lid. And then just, all you're going to do is shake every once in a while. You're going to hold it from those two strands. So make sure that this is what's kind of like cupped in your hand so you don't cut it accidentally. And then you shake and then you just start cutting. So shake, because while you cut, sometimes it makes other ones pop up. And you can do this for as long as you want. This is your masterpiece now. And go slow. You can always take off more. Once you start cutting it, then you just keep cutting it. And then you get like the super small pom-pom. You gotta start all over. So just keep shaking it. Turn it around, look at it from different angles. Now you don't have to worry so much of the bottom part if it's going to lay on a hat or on your rugs. It needs a flat surface anyway, so don't worry too much. You just don't want it to be like where they just stick out too far, like farther than the rest. And I could shake and cut forever, but you get the idea. And then you have an easy cleanup. And you can always use the scraps. If you have tons of pom-poms, you can put that inside of stuffed animals. If you're crocheting something that needs stuffing, then you don't have to waste your scraps of yarn. So hopefully you liked this tutorial and it was really easy to follow. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and all those good things. It really helps me out. Let me know why you need these pom-poms. What are you going to attach these to? And have fun making your pom-poms. Bye, crochet friends.